Hey, thanks for checking out this video today. My name is Michelle, if it's the first time that we are crossing paths together. And I work with empaths and HSPs and as well empreneurs. And also am all about working with you and the spiritual, embodied, sensual, sensate self to be able to really listen to ourselves and to get back in tune with ourselves and our lives through our senses. So in this video today, I want to speak about senses. So it's one of those funny things. So often those things that are the most powerful are right underneath our noses, right? Like the person that you met that ends up to be, you know, the love of your life, you've known your whole time, for a long time, or something that was so obvious of that you're really good at, you've just been doing naturally. And our senses are, you know, they're there all the time. Now, before you're kind of like saying, yeah, duh, Michelle, I want to really emphasize how much we take advantage of our senses, and as well how much our world, our society, social media, all of that stuff is playing into quieting, numbing, even dumbing down, distracting, affecting our brain, all of these things that are, you know, don't get me wrong, I love technology. I have no problem with the modern world, but we are also in a time where distraction and, you know, being just overwhelmed and there's just it's a very TMI world. And a lot of that takes us away from our senses. And that's also the reason why so many things are hugely popular, like yoga, meditation, all these things that bring us back into our bodies, back into our senses. So you know, it's one of those kind of master of the obvious things, but the power of the master of the obvious is undeniable. And in my work, I really emphasize going back into our bodies, tuning into our senses, not just the 5 senses, but also all of them, because isn't it those senses that really tell us, you know, our intuition, tell us when our hunch, our gut, our, you know, perception, our spidey sense, all those different things, you know, they are our most incredible compass. They're our, you know, our lighthouse. They're our feedback system. They're our lie detector. And so many of the things that we do in life can shut them down, can turn them off. And not just in the external world, it's also, you know, common, of course, we all do it, where when we're feeling overwhelmed, super emotional, you know, we can tend to get into our heads. That's the understatement of the year, right? So we go up here into the mind and try to figure out everything below, all the body wisdom, all the intuitive wisdom. You know, we disconnect, we dissociate. And all of these are survival mechanisms and defense mechanisms to not go into overwhelm, and also to not feel things that sometimes can be too much to feel or unbearable. And these are all natural. However, if we look at also, you know, all the healing paths are about feeling to healing, going back into and clearing out the old energies, the beliefs, the mindsets, the trauma, the things that have happened. And we don't usually do that through thinking things away. We do that through feeling and then releasing. If you also think of you know, that sense of aliveness, you think of extreme sports, you think of just a lot of things in life where people, you know, really get that sense of being super alive when their senses are full blown, when they are, you know, in a situation where there is more risk, there is more, they have to be present, they have to, you know, lean in like I'm doing right now and grab life by both hands and grab their own potential and go for it. So like I said, like extreme sports, you know, yeah, sure, there's some people who are adrenaline junkies, but we all want that sense of aliveness. So this is just a really short video to remind you a couple important things about how to be able to get back into a sense of that aliveness, of being present, of our, of who we are in the moment. And your senses are the gateways to be able to do that. So the first thing is that's really important is to slow down. Again, to slow down. The parasympathetic nervous system, the one that is our rest and digest, needs that moment to take a breath, needs that exhale, needs the paying attention and just chilling out and slowing things down. I often think of that when I'm spinning out. I think of the that scene in The Matrix, where he's, down and the bullets are coming and, it's just totally slow. It's like, and like so slow. And that's, we want to embody that sense of like, let me just slow everything down. So the slowing things down, breathing into your body, of course, going back into your breath. A lot of us are breathing up, in our clavicle area. Even just some of us just keep it kind of more in our heads, more energy, and we just let a little bit of oxygen drip down. You really want to let your belly soften and just go into full belly breaths. And especially also increasing the exhale, because when you have like a 4-count breath in and then a 6 to 8 count breath and exhaling, it's the exhale that initiates the parasympathetic, the rest and digest nervous system. The next step can be tuning into your body, really feeling your internal world. Feeling, yes, there may be pain, yes, there may be tension, yes, there may be excitement, yes, there may be hesitation, all of those things. But they all have sensations, and just letting yourself inhabit who you are for a moment and let yourself take the attention from out there and then just really start bringing it inwards and then feeling yourself from the inside out. The next one is then when you are in that state, pay attention with your senses, your sight, your hearing, your smell, your touch, your sense of taste. What does the inside of your mouth taste like? What are the colors that you're seeing? What is, the smell of the area? Little tip here, if you're in a place that's super stinky, focus on another sense. Focus on your visual. See all the different colors. Distract yourself by another sense, because we can do that. We do it all the time, but when you do it intentionally, it's a great way to focus your attention, because remember, energy goes where intention flows and attention flows. So really feeling that physicality of your hands, of the space around you, just paying attention to the details and coupling that with your breath, and that can really bring you back into the present moment. Most spiritual practices, if not all, and as well all extreme sports or any sort of focus, comes back to being present and really using your present momentary awareness, your senses, and your breath and your feelings of embodiment back into the moment. And then another thing that you can do, of course, is use a mantra, an internal statement that you can repeat as a way to be able to focus your mind. That is something that you want or a state that you want. I saw a cute thing the other day that said, I don't have a to-do list, I have a to-be list. And it was like all the states of calm and peace, all those different feelings, excitement that we go for, we want to have in our lives. So really bringing in a mantra, whether that is, a simple I am calm and centered, or I am within my body and feel good, or I am paying attention and notice the world and life within me and around me. Really things that can just bring you back to a quiet, calm moment, and releasing also through that beautiful parasympathetic exhale. So those are just 4 ways to be able to help you get back into your body and into your senses, and using the power of your senses to get your, as I say, sensibility back. And also I want to add here for those who are HSPs and empaths, this is especially important, crucially important. I'm going to say it again. This is so important, because when you are somebody who is highly sensory or SPS or HPS, we feel things like 10 times more. We have supercharged nervous systems. We have supercharged emotional, empathic abilities to be able to feel and sense everything around us. And this is, please don't, this is not a comparison or better than for those who don't identify as HSPs. If you're watching this, it's simply that they're, you know, about 20% of the world has got a heightened nervous system and are considered highly sensitive. So because of that, your senses are, you know, jacked up. They are more intense. They are feeding you information. All of us, they're feeding us information all the time. And so that's why it's extra important to be able to take care of your senses and your nervous system even more. So if you think of yourself as, you know, let's just say a high performance car or something like that, that is more sensitive to what type of gas you put into it or how often you give it an oil change, because it's running on a higher rev. So therefore it needs to have more self-care. It needs to have more, you know, time in the shop to be able to make sure that it can calibrate and run that high. So that's why it's really, really extra important. A little funny metaphor there, but I'm sure you get what I'm saying here. And to help you with that, over at Sensate Soul, I've got an HSP self-care package that has over 70 different suggestions, mindsets included, that you can work on to be able to settle your nervous system, take care of yourself, and also shift some of the mindsets that can be getting in the way of your empowerment. And that is whether you are an HSP and empath or whether you simply need self-care, because we all have our nervous system. We all need to take care of ourselves on really beautiful core prime ways, and there doesn't get more core than your nervous system in your body and the connection of the head, the brain, all of that good stuff. And the heart, can't forget the heart. Thank you so much for watching this video. If you liked what you saw here, please do give it a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel, share it with a friend, and as well, come on over to Sensate Soul, join us over there. And also, Sensate Soul Schools open up soon, so there's going to be tons of courses in there for you for this sensate type of living and spiritual practice, embodiment and empowerment, as well as for HSPs and empaths and empreneurs. All right, take such sweet care. See you in the next video.